Hi, so in Legion, as you know, we're going to have quests for all professions and first aid is no exception. Talked about it a little bit in the cooking video, but I'm going to go through now what I've found out so far about the way quests work with first aid in the Legion Alpha. So for those people who didn't catch my video at the end of cooking on first aid, you get first aid quests from drops from random mobs around the world, and you can see here the reward is +5 first aid skill and some materials. Now at the time it was a bit of a problem, it was a bit of a bug, because it didn't tell you where the people were that need help. All these quests are go to this person that need help, and you need to take various materials. Now one of them are various packs that you need to buy from the first aid vendor you can see here. So you probably just need to, before you go out into Legion and the Broken Isles, stock up on a few of these for when you get your first aid quests. But yeah, it was a bit bugged, and so I didn't know where to find these people. Now it's better, they're showing up on the map, so I'm actually now able to go over to them and do something for most of them. So in this particular case, all I need to go is take some first aid packs to this particular one. Other quests as well where you may need to take different materials. It might be bandages. You can just make bandages in the normal way, and just like with a lot of professions, you don't need the high first aid skill to do those. Now at the moment when I'm doing these quests, I don't seem to be getting the materials I was promised, but I am getting the 5 first aid skill at least. But you can see, because we can't copy characters across at the moment, I don't have a very high first aid skill at all. I'm not going to put serious effort into trying to skill it up. Now what this means is with some of the quests you go there and you are unable to do anything for them. So we come to this guy who's got fell burns, and we get a message when we click on him saying, if you know how to deal with fell burns, you'll know what to do. In other words, it's telling you, you don't know what to do you? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so how do we find out? Is it a random drop? Because I remember Wrath of the Lich King, you had random drops for first aid patterns, like books that you learn from mobs. It's not that. You go back to the first aid shop in Dalaran and you go to the first aid trainer, and you will notice there are a number of skills to get. It's not just about bandages and things to cure poisons. However, they do require higher level first aid skill for a lot of these things, above 700. So at the moment, I'm not able to really test any of those out. One last point to note is that if you don't have first aid at all, you actually can get the quest items drop in for you. You just won't be able to accept the quest, obviously enough. You certainly wouldn't be able to complete it anyway. It is worth making sure, though, because these are going to drop in Legion, you don't get any additional rewards from them, as far as I can tell at the moment, but that could change. And if you haven't got first aid on your character in Warlords of Draenor at the moment, maybe you didn't see much point, it's definitely worth getting it up now. It's very easy to level up. But that's all we know so far from first aid in Legion. It's certainly all I know. As with all professions, as soon as I find out more, I will report back. So if you found that useful, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, you can feel free to ask them. I'll try and get back to you. And until next time, I'll see you later.